mwasuze mutya abantu bange. Benedicto Lukwago, good morning. Patrick Rio Poultry Farm, your Paddy Paddy, Muyombia Mark, Jones Info. You had promised us 3 new tunes. Zizidi mu studio. Mastering ya chapter wanya. Ina konso kemba buzeko. Yesterday munansonyiwa. Onakule gulole tulingo lwabadde ebyaluwo. So the morning was quite disorganized. And that's how I managed to miss the broadcast, and I felt really bad about it. Then I got some trouble there. But then on the positive side, I got to meet Antonio yesterday. Rakuba yansanze, I'm in the middle of stuff. The tayogera nangama kangendeke wa matembe Abdul Nasa. Na agenda nayenga kansubire listed the nyonyonyo nze okay ebizibu by'eggulu ngenda bibanyumiza naye ndabiyiseemu. Nsega Elijah Travel Live Vlog, Salmin Bridge Kakai, Jones Info, Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm also okay. Kari kasuke nyingiri wa. Right. Kari. 2 months. Paul Sema, good morning. Paul Sema aguzeka message akaka green ke mulaba. Aka message ka green, it costs money. Akaguze. Kambazeko kubala. So munange olunako olweggulo nga President Antonio for the love of Kazi People's Party nga nsarako nadde ndi awo ngesimu enkubira ngamba ndi wano maaso ga namukadde nga mulagira nga mugamba jangu osange wano ngajja nga twanyumizaamu katono twanyumizaamu katono ne mugamba naye omanyi kamalirize ebino ebinsumbuwa. But I apologize for yesterday's broadcast, the one that I missed. Sali kyagadde naye embeera yansazeeko obusazi ne nesanganga sisobodde kola broadcast eyo naye ngenda kufuba okulaba nga tekiddamu n'omulundi n'ogumu. Nziramu kayisaawo kano SPK driving school eyo kanye tugenda okuyiga okuvuga okufuna permit. Antonio agenda kujja essaawa yonna. Then twaga ne starch naye yatugamba jja, Seith Kagaba yagamba jja, temwerabira awo kawoka SPK. Nze nabagamba gobo wagira nga nange nze ngampisaawo akarango. So anyway guys, today is day number 18 in the month of September. Kitegeeza tubuzayo emyezi October, November, December, September kati tokyamubala agenze. I hope you're hitting your targets, and targets once they are set properly mukama naye akuteramu obwangu kuba target obozirina okitegeera. Elijah Mwiru yatuwa good morning. Jelisha Motors good morning. Just Bali Kudebe good morning. Ronald Muchwa good morning. Kaitesi Morin good morning. Wabuyi Nelson good morning. Isaac Malinga good morning. Morad K Momo VIP good morning. Louis Positive Paul Sema na VIP akatukali akagreen tikababuza Travel Live Vlog. Nathan Ronald Muchwa, yes. Ne Ronald Muchwa agambye SPK ajja ku express permit. Mwe bagayi yembadde njagala bagamba ki omanyi nyina omuntu gwekola ne ku office ngamba naye Arthur oyogera olumu oyogera ne wedabira ne byovu okwogera like a second ago. Eyo nayo talent kireka mukama agabangabe. So anyway guys, let me tell you, mujukira ku Sunday how I told you we went to do inspection. We were inspecting Noah. Kakati olunaku olwalimu obuzibu owa SPK sinnamunyumiza naye ka story kagitegeerere wano. Munage, on Sunday, we go to inspect a car. We went to a certain bond to inspect. So we looked at 2 Nuas. The first Nua wasn't very okay, so we looked at the second one. And the second one is the one that was bringing me the trouble I'm telling you about. So we go to this car and inspect, and the person that wanted to buy a car did not like the car, so we move on. And life goes on, so Monday goes on. So yesterday was a Tuesday. And yesterday, Tuesday, the broker that took us to those cars calls me and he says, Arthur, wasuzote asendi bulungi olirudda wanga mugamba ndiye wange ku office nti kakati ku Sunday bwe twali tukebera emoroka eri watwalako ku bisumuluzo. And I tell him ate ebisumuluzo nga ntwala byaki emoroka nga bwe tuzikebera bulijjo. As a matter of fact, when we went to check that car, the parking guy or the bond guy, the washing bay guy is the one that even started the car. I tell him naisize natandise ne moroka oyo mwana wa washing boba wa parking yatandika ne moroka butuma lokyo ntambula ntugenda. So the guy tells me, hey, kale kanzijao. And I say okay, because it's like there was nothing. So I wait for the dude. So he calls me again, Arthur, ndi wano, it's near the office. Jangu soko jewana, and I tell him, but ate bwamanye wange wenkolera lwaki ngamba nzijao. So it's suspicious. So I call the mechanic who worked with that day and I tell him, but has this person called you? And he says, yes, he has called me, has told me about keys, blah, blah, blah. But it's not clear what they want. I say, okay. So I'm at the balcony, and the guy, Antonio yade akatuka nade sinayo. Actually, Antonio yatuse ne mubuza ne mugage na office how ninde ku katono. And then mbandi aonga the broker that took us to the Nuas has come. He has a harrier following him closely behind. And I go down. So when I reach down, the guy tells me, Arthur, on Sunday when he inspected the car, these guys say there were 3 keys that got lost. And each of the keys is 7.5 million shillings. And I say, okay. But I don't even know how the keys look. And then they tell me there was a GLE, the Mercedes-Benz GLE. Then there was another Subaru and then another car. And I tell them, but I did not take the keys. We started the car, inspected the way we inspect, and then left. And they say, but the keys got lost. And according to the cameras, you, Arthur, they even described how I was wearing. You entered the car. And I asked them, do you actually have the footage of me taking the key? And the guy says, I have footage of you taking the key. And I say, no problem. If you have the footage of me taking the keys, then no problem. Let me finish what I'm doing up there. And then we go look at the footage. If indeed I took the key, then we see what to do. But then I asked them, one, how do you store a key that is worth 7.5 in an open place where anyone can steal it? That's a little bit irresponsible. Then I also tell them, personally, if a key of a car costs 7.5 million shillings, clearly me, I cannot maintain the car. So why would I be taking that key? What motivation do I have for taking a key that is that expensive, which means the car is also expensive? So later on, I learned that the car, the GLE, is about 500 million shillings. So now the question that kept going through my mind, how do you keep a key of a car that is worth 700 things in the same place with keys that cost 10k that costs probably 8-10 million shillings? I find that to be irresponsible, yeah. And in a way, it feels like they just wanted the scapegoat. And actually, when I got to the car with Baba Day, the first thing I said, Katani alinzize yokebera ye motoka. You get it? Because katimba nonyayo chibwemba mutuko okunzibisa ebisumuluzo. A key? Because I asked them, are the cars still there? And they say the cars are still there. So then I tell them, then why would I want to steal the keys if not take the cars? You get it? But it seemed, because the broker says, the moment I got there, the broker told me, Arthur nonze ndi mukwati. And I asked him, oli mukwati kuchi? He tells me kubisumuruzo. Because I had no idea what keys were. You know how you enter the car and then there is a locker on top of the steering, you know the Nuas, eh? They have that car locker, eh? The storage space that is a little below the speedometer, the clock. So I find it to be reckless to keep the keys there. You get it? And so when I told them, let's wait for the mechanic, because I called the mechanic to come and he said, I'm coming. So when I told them, let's call the mechanic to come and we go look at the footage, I went up and I was finishing up. I wasn't even actually talking to Antonio. I already had a class, a digital marketing class that was going on. So I went to finish the class, then talk to Antonio. And then the broker calls me back and he says, Arthur, it seems you have explained very well to these guys, because they realized you had no reason to steal the key. So they have gone back to sort themselves. So when I went back down, I wanted to talk to this broker before he goes, just to make sure that I understand how they left. So he said these guys were not even sure. So I think they were just trying whatever they could try to retain to recover the key. So he says they even suspected that maybe the guy that keeps the parking had the keys in his pocket and they just dropped out of the pocket and they dropped somewhere. You get? And of course they had a lot of conflicting theories about how the keys could have gotten lost. Then one of them said, what if there was someone who did not who we promised money, probably in a brokerage deal, and we did not pay them, and they just decided to take the keys just to punish us? You get? So there were other theories that were coming up. So Munange, yesterday, I don't like things that give me trouble. I don't like things that give me trouble. So, like, clearly, how would I go back to that same place to inspect a car? And then I realized that I really need to be extra careful as I inspect cars. Like, if I'm going to inspect your car, you have to sit in that car with me. And then probably also, before I leave the car, I will ask you, is there anything that is missing in the car before I go? You get it? But then I realize these are things that you learn along the way with experience. The more you do a piece of work, or the more you do work, the more you learn how best to do it. Because then I realized you can actually be told, you can be accused of stealing when everyone knows you have not stolen. You get it? Because clearly, why would someone steal a key if not to steal the car? You get it? And then the GLE they talk about, there are not so many GLEs in the country. You get? So clearly. And then I'm asking myself, okay, Arthur, abantu batambula ne million ye sente mu nsawo nga tayagala mutununa nakala banga buli omwama nyinti alina akakadde mu nsawo. Okitegeera gwe ng'okwata ekisumuze kye million omusanvu okisuulawo n'ebiri eby'omutwalo. I find it to be a little bit irresponsible. So I learned yesterday, guys, SPK Driving School, is your channel active? Because then they can look for your channel as well and then probably text you from there. Derek Lule, good morning. Katumba Hamid, good morning. SPK Driving School, good morning. Munangas SPK Storage, Wulide. Your story, yo. Rashid Jagenda, good morning. So that's the story from yesterday. Derek Lule, good morning. Musema Saddam, good morning. Heath Moses, good morning. I was also accused of stealing a flash at Samka Hospital around Lugogo Round. This guy calls me and is serious that he had footage, but when my lawyer summoned him, the guy says I was a suspect and we charged him with defamation. Yeah, I know. And during that time, I was also calling my lawyer, because there are things that it's very hard for someone to come and say, I have footage of you picking something. Like in a car, even if they have cameras, it's in a car. Okay, but still, stealing the keys were like one of the serious things someone can do. I wasn't going to sue him, but because it tortured me psychologically, I had to do it. Yeah, I find that sometimes we just need to do it. And you can imagine, yesterday we were with my cousin and we were imagining all the scenarios that could have happened. You get it? You imagine they arrest Arthur for stealing keys of a car that is worth 500 million. The keys alone are 7 million. You know how the police sometimes can be erratic. You be there nga baparedinga Arthur ne broker nga baparedinga ne mechanic yakebera kwolwo nga bagamba babibe moroka bakwatiddwa. Okitegeera, and you know how long it takes for you to clear your name. Okitegeera. and then we were imagining kati bayinza okuba bazzeeyo ku bondi yaabwe ebisumuluzo ne babisanga biri wansi w'omutto of one of the cars oba si ekyo ng'omuvubuka yennyini nnyini alongoose emmoroka ayina we yasudde ebisumuluzo ebyo. Abaana emmoroka eno Aqua gisanze wano emirundi mingi tebanga yafa. I'm curious to ask, tebanga yafiira awo, and it's a hybrid tebanga yafiira awo. I'm curious to find out from the owner. Yes, Joshua, Paul, ebyo twakiiseemu ekyo nakyo so far tuyinga abakiiseemu, but you never know, because someone was telling me, Arthur, oyinza okwesanga munange that brokers are checking, they are trying to shake you get because ebiseera ebisinga bwogenda n'okebera emmoroka oyinza okusanga ng'omuntu alowooza gwalemeza emmoroka ne yeerabira nti even the person that is buying a car yeerowooleza. For example, I'll give you an example with those two cars that we saw. The grey one is the one we didn't like because it had a faulty, the engine wasn't 100%, it was like at 70%. So we got to the white one, we checked out, but it's the buyer that did not like the white one, the one where the keys were, which take it, the buyer did not like it. Why? The lights are broken. Now for us, we know that even from the bonds you can find cars that have it's not actually the lights that were broken, it's the plastics that lock the lights to the chassis that were broken. And I know we've ever bought a car, not even one, from the bond which had those defects. How we know that those defects could have come with the car? One, the guys that fix lights here in Kampala don't use fiber to fix. Sorry, network to Jeko. So I was saying how we knew why don't they keep valuable items in their office? Exactly, Edwin. So I was asking myself, why are the keys not kept in an office somewhere where it's only the person that is responsible that picks the keys, and they only pick the key that is needed? Then the other question I had, because when we went to inspect those cars, all the cars were open, they were unlocked. So if you keep keys in a car that is unlocked, what gives you the thinking that the person that inspected the car of all people comes to steal the keys? Because even after we inspected, we left the car open, unlocked. Unlocked. You know, we've been to the bonds where we buy cars, in the bond new cars, and it happens that there is always one person that has the suitcase that has keys. So that if the keys get lost, it is strictly this person that is responsible. Tebakwatanga ko bisumuzo mu bond yezo ne babiteeka customer wayinza kubisanga. It's always one person. Era when you go to bonds to inspect cars, era bamuyita Sudairu janguleta ekisumuzo kyene moroka. Era he comes, he's the one that unlocks. Actually, even after unlocking, he starts the car and goes away with the key. So I find that systems are very important, guys. Systems are very important to keep, because you realize that if the key was indeed lost in Gatebanna Chiraba, do you know that they are not only losing the key, but they have lost resources? Banan, guys, muchimanyi nti nkyamye wakyamye obukubo bweno bukyambuzabuza ate kati guno gulinga mulundi gwakuna nga nkyamye njagala okukyama ku luno nkyamidde ddala. Kana akakubo kafaanagana ne kano kenyina okukyamirako. Kankwate wano waliwo akagambo Kimbugwe Road. Kale kati nkuttewo. So I wanted to take this turn, but it's like it has been like 3 times that I almost went down there. Kati ku luno ngendeddeyo ddala. Naye it would be funny to see Arthur on NBS nga police ekukutte. People would make TikTok videos to put your name and brand down. Man! Actually, when we were going to this place, we were telling this guy, "Name to tell you." Which say, so you guys, when you come to do inspection, when you come and say, "Arthur, I want you to do inspection," and I say, "Hey, you're second," which take it, and it's not personal. It's just something that sagara bizibu. I would prefer to inspect in places where people are responsible enough nga tebagenda kumpayiriingako buvunanyizibwa bwabwe okitegeera because like instances where a key gets lost. Like, why would someone steal a key? A key. So guys, imagine the scenario where they got lost and even the car gets lost. You know that twaliba yamanyi moroka zibuze nga fe twasembayo kola inspection. Then ekirala guys, I'm no longer doing inspections on Sunday. Sigenda kuddamu kola inspection ku Sunday ne bobana million ya sente. Because that's an inspection I did on a Sunday. It's something that I've been protesting. And one of the reasons why they point at me, it's because that day, according to them, I'm the only one that looked at those cars. Which take it, inspecting a Morokezo Kuoru. And we inspected, and you know, the inspection was on a Sunday, and of course, this gentleman came late. So, twatuka ku Morokezo sawa nga muinda ndowoza, according to them. But twatuka ku Morokezo sawa nga muinda. Kitegeza ne baba balala bakebera ku Morokezo ku macha. Fa abasembayo fe ba suspect abasooka. Okitegeera, so I'm no longer inspecting cars on Sunday, no matter what. So for the guys that want me to do inspection for them, we end on Saturday. You get, and I'm not available on 26th. I'm not available on 2nd. I'm not available on 3rd. I think yes. Okay, so Jako 2nd, Jako 3rd, Jako 26th, Jako Sunday. So now, and then a number of other days that I'll tell you along there. Which take it. So Sundays, anybody that only has a Sunday to buy a car, inspecting. First of all, on Sunday, some bonds don't work. So it means even some bonds that have good cars will not work. Some sellers will not work because they are going to the village. Some car owners are using the very cars that you would buy from them. Which take it. Good morning, Council Patrick Asiku. Embozi yango you with the council. Munange council nabadembi. Arthur, those people, they know about you. Be more careful when doing inspection. It was a planned game. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, because the way they left it. Ngirije bagenza mangu chinzo bateshaba the planned nga nabo bagezako kunonya kisumuluzo cyabwe. Good morning Medi Raiwa Andama Desmond. Good morning. So anyway, that's what happened yesterday, but that seemed like happened in like a space of like 45 minutes, and then it was all cleared. And the guys even had a reference against the police. Never theft. You get theft of a key. It's amazing. But you know, it's like when someone comes and I do inspection for them, and when I do inspection for them, and you know what the funny thing is, before I even call you to ask you, yeah, I go to police and report that I did inspection for Antonio and he stole my key. It's a very funny thing. Eh? Why don't you call Antonio first and ask him whatever kokobi sumuruzo? That's the bit when you say it, maybe it was planned. Because they clearly knew the broker that took us there. So why don't they first call the broker to ask him whatever kokobi sumuruzo? Before they go to the police. You get, I find that either they panicked because the key was very expensive, because later on the broker tells me that their mechanic told them for them to get another key for that GLE, they actually have to ship it to Kenya to get another key. So I don't know how true that is. Asire, good morning. Tongo Helen, good morning. Mikel UG, good morning. Yeah. So many guys, that's what happened. That's why today to another topic. So that inspections are Sunday. Then also I'm also going to like put other things in place to make sure that when we go to do inspections, we are a little bit safe. Ntitedi agenda tu tekako misango jabu bi Now I realize that if bond people who are accustomed to people looking at their cars, searching their cars, opening their cars, can come and claim someone stole something from their car. Ngate Morokeyo, it's literally a public thing. Anyone can walk into the bond and inspect a car. So just imagine if you go to inspect a personal car. Atenge ze moroke z'abantu babulijjo zezimu ku moroka zetusinga okwagala mu guli. Okitegeera? So just imagine ogenda mu kikomera ky'omuntu inspecting moroka. Omuntu asobola okuva inaga mu moroka ngimazine mukebera mu asanze mu milioni 2 zibye. Okitegeera? So it's possible. So of course one of the things I'm going to do is when we come to inspect a car, inspecting a moroka y'omuntu, before I enter the car I know kutuulaawo. If I'm going to look at the driver's side, he has or she has to sit on the passenger side. Yeah, he has to sit on the passenger side, and I check whatever I check. When we are in the cabin, inspection, you should always make sure that you don't sit in a car if the owner of the car is not seated there with you. Because you don't want to be a suspect of something that you were not informed about. So I am actually thinking of having a form for people that will go to inspect cars for okusigning ataina mu kintu kibibwa. Okitegeera? Just append your signature here to government Arthur mukkiriza oku inspecting emmoroka eno temulimu kyasobola kubbamu. Okitegeera? Oba bwe mba mulimu akyogere nti mulimu kino na kino na kino na kino. Era bwe tuba tuvaawo assigning enti byonna byonna nga bwe tubisanze bwe yabireseemu naffe tubireseemu. So that we are safe, I'm going to have those forms with me. Arthur, of all things, a Miyaki. Council Patrick, the key is 7 million shillings. It's a key of that cost 7 million shillings to replace. It's a key of a Mercedes-Benz GLE. You get? So the broker actually told me the guys went to him with a patrol. And then he asked them, naikatinze abaletera ba customer bulijjo ne munetera patron number. Nabagamba mumanyi guys, let me drive my car. Era navuga moroka era yajidde mu moroka Mark X I think. Nabagamba kanvuge ne bamugamba gwe tovuga leka omusirikale avuge. So it's a cop that drove his car. Naye bwe agenza okuntuka ko nga ate yavuga. So I don't know what happened. Either the broker also was part of the thing. And that's one of the reasons why normally I recommend you guys get your own cars. Because ekyo nakyo kintaasa nti bwe bajja ne bagamba omubroka ono ali omumanyi gwe wamuleeta mwekobaana ne broker naye kirungi nti babadde badiringa ne broker waabwe. Okitegeera simuyinaako kakwate. So that's one of the things that probably helped me. Nene broker yangambye Arthur wanyambye novaayo kuba botavaayo nalisuze ku Jinja Road. Okitegeera? Nene agamba wavuddeyo ate nojjanga tobatidde ate nobanyonyola bulungi nabo ne bakitegeera. It's like one of the things that I asked them, I think that changed their mind. I asked them kati nze moroka gye sisobola ku maintaining ebisumuzo mbibbe mbitwalewa bwe kibanga ddala ekisumuzo kya miliyoni 7. Okitegeera? Bwe kiba ekisumuzo kya miliyoni 7 kitegeeze moroka ya bay, like they told me the car is worth 500 million shillings. Kati nze ate kati mbanzi bakyali oba kyekirese kajjaamu wano sinnakitegeera. Forms and a camera while inspecting so that there will be clear evidence. Yes, SPK, I was actually thinking of moving with my camera person. From the moment we move out of the car to go inspect, to what a video is it time stamped. What a video is it time stamped. Nti wae kusawa munane dakiika 2 seconds 23 nayingire mmotoka nenjikebera. If I don't move with the camera person, I'm going to get a secret camera that I can put on in my collar or on my shirt or somewhere. As I get out of the car to go inspect, I start recording, and then so that when they come wabye ekintu kino, I have a camera that is recording my hands. Emikono jange ona we jakwata. So I'm thinking about that. I'm going to eBay right now because eBay has some very good things. I want to see secret cameras that I can actually get, because I can get those things in like a week or 2. And then in the next couple of weeks I'm going to be very busy, so I will not probably have any inspections. So the next 2 weeks maybe to Kamugwanga, then I can probably have a camera either on my cape or because kati confident for the love of cars tevako, and the space in front of you could be how much? A space million nga 13 ezimotoka baziseera ate ndo million 13 if it's available na eyo sinungi nnyo nkolerere naye ngera ya 13 eno 13 weba weeri kati otatunda because okuddamu ofuna emmotoka ennungi nga space yeyo agenda kofinga million nga 2 mu okufuna emmotoka ennungi bwetu so kitegeeza agenda okutunda alina okubawo ne million nga 10 okitegeera naye nga space ku UAR 13 14 awe wacho zeino zoino jigula 13 14 naye nga mu nsi eri fair emmotoka yali badde million nga 8 oba 10. Good morning tipo yeah, just have a body cam. The ones in US police always wear. Exactly. Ngenda funa body cam, guys. Good morning, Gonzaga Mulindwa. You can also get a GoPro. GoPros are bay. Moses. GoPro na zero. GoPros are bay. Nyina gula camera ya dola nga 3. And so for taxation purposes, mba nyina gula item nga tesoka dola 5. Okitegeera? Kubabu ekintu ekisasuka dola 5 tekisasula musoro e Uganda. For the people that didn't know, if you ship anything that is below $50, you don't pay tax. You poster or you nusuka sanvu. Unaleka agala ku parking. Nendo mukimanyi kajamu kano kajja lwabo hampo buno. Kubala bayino wansi watambula. Neka tufa bamanyiro kuba hampo buno bo hampo nga buleta jamu ndoza bwe nyingi dent line this bali be batusibi. So guys, I'm going to get a body cam and I also have those forms. I realize that there are things that we are doing at our workplace for standards that we are going to also do. Develop some form of mechanism to guard yourselves. They want to destroy your reputation. Yeah, I'm going to get the body cam and I'm also going to move around with forms. Gatubate tunakebera mmoroka yo omuntu wo oba gwe wenyini assigning anti mu mmoroka mulimu kino na kino na kino ebisobola okutwalibwa amangu. Okitegeera. And bwetuba tuvaawo addemu abikebere nti mwebyera assigning. So I hope it was done. I hope it was done. Kambasabire babenga ekisumuluzo kyabwe bakirabye. Okitegeera. Kambasabire ekisumuluzo kyabwe babenga bakirabye. But of course one of the mechanisms is I'm no longer inspecting cars on a Sunday. Because on a Sunday there are chances that when you go to inspect a car, omuntu mugenda musanga ali ku church, ebintu bibiri mu motoka, mujja musanga ava mu kyalo, ebintu bibiri mu mmotoka, ajja basindike wakanga taliyo, mugende mu mukebere. There are so many things that could happen on a Sunday that can land one in trouble. Okitegeera. Because like they kept saying ko olu Sunday tewali mulala yakebera mmotoka eyo okujjako mmwe. And for me my question was how are valuable keys just there in the open? It's not a million omusanvu. When we did the project with ECOP, abana right tugenda basasula sente nyingi. Tugenda mu bank ne production manager wange ne tuzijjayo nga tuzikwatanga koza awamu nga nyingi zityo. Okitegeera ne tugenda nga tambula nga FBI ne twambusa endabirwa mtu ali munna mukadde yange ne twambusa endabirwamu ne mugambe why tusigala ngo tuna mu side mirror tebatugoberera nange bwe tuna mu side mirror ne tekako SC ninjira nenganja tomera omuntu wano. Surprising ne tukana teri atulumbye kati you can imagine kati nga nkwata isimuze kye million omusanvu nga maraga kisuula antyo ye ekirala kyo ido kuba okwata isimuze kye million omusanvu ngo omukozi gwokozesa omwemi twala 3 ebisumuze imbi nakuba ku clearance nte mmoroka bwe besuke million 4 muntu gundi ne gundi be bakwata ku bisumuluze ebyo emmoroka million 10 ono gundi those are systems. Good morning. Tell me about Macto Grand with VVTI. You buy your masogafe, you gulabuguzi just mafuta goka. Mchitegeera cancel. After that was just a random unfortunate incident. It shouldn't scare you. Though you are right to develop some preventative measures. Yes, Andrew. Techibanga guys, tugenda mu bondi wali morokezo, and I find that I used to think all these guys have a system in place to manage their things. Nti bwe tugenda mu bondi ezeze moroke empya waliwo omuntu omu yakwata ebisumuzo bibeera mu case. Ebisumuzo bibeera mu case oba mu kasawo. Omwana oyo yatambula nabyo. Oba bibeera mu moroka wali aside nga tewali ajiggula okujjako ono. Because there are places that don't have even offices. Naye nga emmoroka eri awo yetereka ebisumuzo eri emu. So that's why I was surprised kat labono muzeya anakulubula emotoka yange. So that's why I was surprised that eranze olio mbroka bwe yankubidde okungamba. I was like, okay, like a key. Era ekyebbeeyi y'ekisumuluzo bakingambye batuusaawo kyekisumuluzo kya miliyoni 7. Era nkyekyebuuza ekisumuluzo kya miliyoni 7 gwe mmoroka eyo emiliyoni n'ekisumuluzo kya miliyoni 7 oba ogula yaki? Era bw'omala okugigula ekisumuluzo ekyo omala gakitereka anywhere ekya miliyoni 7. Olaba ekyange kya mitwalo 45 okukiripulesinga ye kiriwo. Naye nyina engeri gye ntambula nakyo buli wamu kankisene mu nsawo. Okitegeera, do you inspect Nissan Datsun pickups kaswaki? Elijah nyine moroka just inspecting Elijah. After the key cannot be 7 million because I replaced my BMW X5 at 4 million and I did that in Uganda, but they cannot ship the car because of that. You can do it in Uganda at Spear. Ndozo kirabye muna wesanga ne makanika yabadde anoonya waliira. Thank you for the clarification. Between 7 million a whole car. Munange Benjamin bibayo but uno Murad kemo mabagambye ya replacing cha X5 ku milioni 4 kitegeeza tekiyinza kuweza milioni 7. Ne makanika ayinza oba yeteerawo oba makanika yennyini yakitutte ayinza oba makanika yennyini yatutte ekisumuluzo ekyo. But of course kat era oluva ku broadcast ya njagala kubira Dr. Jonathan okujja tukole gundi eyo. But of course that will be after 5th October because zine weeks eziddako zino ndi very busy and very tight. Mvera gula coffee kambarage kati ndi kumanyi ga kawa sigenda balaga brand abajimanyi bajimanyi mbagula kawa ono coffee it keeps me going through the day. Okite engende naku zino nyenkera I just bought the coffee to take me through the day. Mweba guy, I inspect all cars. Nabagamba nze nyina makanika cha moroka. I want to do a series of videos on commercial cars, commercial lorries. Yeah, njagala nkoleho a series of videos, recorded videos on those cars. But of course, era nabasubiza ne video nga nvuga kigege ngenda kwevugira abasaabaze. But all that will happen after 5th zine naku. I'm really tight. I'm literally running like 3 classes every day. So I find that we are growing a little bit at Platos, and that's why we are recruiting people now to take over the things that I was doing. And I'm glad that that is happening. Of course, that works with systems. Systems, no guys, chintu chikuru nyo. Chintu chikuru nyo systems yambako. People, keys are there. We just don't know sometimes. Raija, uchirabye. Maybe it was a brabas. It wasn't. Katino, you guys. Nze bangambe moroka ekisumuluzo kyabula ne bangamba nti moroka yali waawo nze sijjukira nakugiraba because me when I normally go to inspect I focus on what took me there. Ne bambuuza omuvubuka yabakolereze moroka, do you remember him? Ne bagamba simujjukira. Kyenzijjukira nti yali mu saati ya white. So I don't even remember that guy bwe yali afaanana. Enamba bagibawe ya SPK driving school 077 0705 40 30 0705 Warid 40 ana 30 35 40. Mujitegede namba ya SPK driving school 0705 40 35 40 0705 40 35 40 chiwedde enamba ya SPK driving school mujitegedde. Ojirabye ezannyo okusoma anti wano boza 070 yeyo gyensomye 0705 40 35 40 ye namba ya SPK driving school. So mwebagayi inze actually naba basajja benyini abazze okungamba nti twabye ekisumuluzo nabo nzijukirako omu nzijukira oyo broker kuba ye namulaba ne ku Sunday nenzijukira we yabadde naye mu motoka kubeera naye broker nali mulabyeko nakawa nenzijukira omusajja omulala yabadde atudde mu kawundo yabadde avuga kawundo oba ye nannyini motoka ayinza oba ye nannyini motoka ezo mu kibaana mwetwali because broker bwe yanaze okwogera naye yaŋŋambye nannyini motoka yagambye ono tayinza kubanga yabbye ekisumuluzo. ne bagenda naye nenanyini moroka bangayi musajja mutono ate yesi mujjukira. I remember one person eyabadde avuga kawundo ate naye mujjukira because yabadde munene nga ffenna tusinga ng'era muddugavu. That's literally the only reason I remember him. Yabadde atudde mu kawundo mu maaso. He was big, yabadde ayambadde saati ya white nga muddugavu. That's the only yabadde asingira obuddugavu. That's the only reason. Bana guys neerabira era bw'obanga nali nkulabyeko baganda bange ngoba nali nkoleddeko inspection nenkwerabira. It's not like you're not important. You are very important. But kirabika obwongo bwangu bam processing ebintu bingi nnyo mukama ansaasire. But I'm just forgetful. I'm just forgetful and you'll forgive me for that. I find that majority of the time ngenda okutandika okujjukira face y'omuntu nga mulabye omulundi ogusukka mugumu. SPK driving school, we inspected your first car. Sasooka kulaba. Nenkulaba. Ate gwe nakulaba like a few minutes. Nitugenda signing endagaano ne mugenda. Bwenzira mokulaba amazima nali sikujjukira. Nga nzikira ate omuntu gwe twalaba luli yali muddugavu ate nga gwoli mweru kwegamba. Ne bibaawo ebito. But now I remember you. Sisobola kati kuddamu kwirabira. But anyway guys, bwonsanga nga wali ondabye nenzija nemba nga nkwerabidde. Bambi tonyiiga. Yemu ku nsonga lwaki saakola science ezi. Oli alabika natuli mu maaso ali ku ssimu. Sorry guys, network. JK, you never notice what people wear. Me, I rarely even remember people. Esati nyizo okujijjukira kala naye sinza kujjukira kika material okitegeera network etukolako emikolo. Ngenda gulayo hard drive 4 terabyte ng'era yo ekijuguzizza kya kubakinga footage mu inspection. Ngenda gula eyo body cam giteke mu memory card nga 320 GB. Nga from the time we meeting omuntu gwe tugenda okukola ne inspection, I have that footage. Pako olunaku kasita eryanda liba nga likkiriza kuba eryanda liyinza ate okugaana naye eryanda ngenda gezaako okunoonya akantu akalina eryanda eggumu nga eryanda bwe likkiriza I record the entire day eya inspection. Era nga bwe ntuuka bwe nti ku office kye nsooka okukola kujjako footage oyo we tambula naawe oyo olunaku okitegeerera ne mu marking just in case. Ate yo footage I can literally back footage of a full year okitegeera, so that at the end of the year bwetuuka mu December I erase footage from January like that. Bwaba footage omu temulimu face nga nsobola omukozesa I can use it. After you said how much the Mark 2 grand. Mark 2 grand enungi tandika ne milioni 13 enungi. Oyinza nofuna eze 10 naye eye 10 eyinza obutaba nungi nnyo nnyo era gigulenga ekigiguze eye 10 butaba na sente zigolese kumulinda ko. Eri kigege ya Alexas mugirabye. Mukirabe kigege drone. Yiyo ya Alexas eri maaso ga Pradeno. Binge nkoze bwimbadde nyina gibeera mabega. After nange nerabira kyokka sinywa mujaja. Triple M kirayika it's human nature mugirengere yiri wali ya black ebadde inywa nnyo okubeera mu maaso erabika that's pure luxury now eteeko okuba edda nanywanga omujaja ne babingulekerawo and guys I try to eat very well gezaako, but let the owner of such premises have cameras in place. Such incidents cause true kati nze ntyayo ntirayo ddala. But of course when namala okufuna body cam yange ne form zange nja kuba siina wengi ntya kati genda nja kuba ningezezaako okweteekako those protectors. Arthur, I'm aware you will avoid such places or approach such places with caution. Yes, I will. Nenge ebifo ebimu emansi obola okubyewala. Era if you come to do inspection nenkugamba eyo sijja gendayo beera ng'okimanyi nnyina ensonga. At already there are places that I don't want to go. This is aftermarket. You're sure? It's possible that it's a Lexus, by the way. Elijah, it's possible. Ojirabye. Naye it's eteekwa kuba anti kati waliwo GX za Toyota. Kati mugigugolinga kasa I doubt abantu abagula drone zino tebalina budde bu personalizing abatyo. Sisuubira. katulabe bwasiba suspension bwe behaving kijja kugezaako okutubulira ekigenda mu maaso saagala no giva mabega ndabo wannu ayinza okwagala okutwenyigamu naye tetugenda giva mabega. I want to see when it stops how does the suspension behave. Akuba layini gye tulimu erabika nga etajja kutambula. That's an aftermarket, but there is a Lexus van. Okay, I want to know how you guys know it's an aftermarket. It doesn't seem like anything was placed there, and it doesn't seem like it was resprayed. Basebo emmotoka entereka nga kigege ogiraba bw'otunira curves zaayo, it doesn't look like it's a kigege. I mean a drone, a normal drone. Until you will forget Mama Ban also. Sisobola Antongo. Sisobola. And guys, when kuraba munundi gumu ebiri, I can never forget you. Sisobola. But I find that when kuraba munundi gumu, kira yuko bwongo tebregistering anti I will see you again. Nebusimura. Okitegeera. But if I see you the second time, then my brain registers that, oh, I've seen in the second time. There is a possibility I forget. You get nendwa wokukura basti rane nkwirabira. But the thing that I forget most is the names. Agamanya gonge irabira nnyo. Okitegeera. GX460 is the Toyota Prado Lexus version. CRV Honda EF nga Volvo ogirabye anti ndaba temusalawo ono yasazeewo genda nno. The spatio in front of you, spatio ka old model kaleke tokagula. I've always had an idea of creating a TV show from inspections, where each inspection is an episode. Now that there are security issues, you cannot show people's faces without their consent. That's why most reality shows are also scripted. You get it? You can't just go ahead and show people's faces. Maybe if I get an editor and the faces of the people that did not register to be part of the show and blur them, because no muntu yenyini go inspecting the moroka ayinza obutayagala kukola kikumulaga. But think about it. Let me think about it. It has to be hidden cams. One of the reasons why I've not even done the Chigege video is because Muchigegomo, once the people know that you're recording, they will not want to sit in the Chigege. So I want to find secret cameras, and then the editor editing a video ya blurring faces. Ate camera zimuzigenda kuba mabega ngati zira face nga abantu bazikubye mugongo. Every time we will see the face, we will blur that face. Nenga yo wundi ya Chigege genda kujja. Then I'm also working on also putting the forward class moroka yange permit yange kubanyi nokola video nga nsombe ebintu so that we see the challenges. Yeah, so anyway, that's what went on kuolwo mulaba kajjambwe kafuba okulaba nga essaawa yaffe eggwayo kirabika luli yali holiday nga jjamu mutono naye kati era essaawa yaffe yiye ewera mu bujjuvu. So that's what happened, guys. Went on Enchitamu. But Ugandans, you see, Barika zebra crossing over eri wali neba bano bagala crossing gira wano. Ochitegeera. So I find that the only time you can literally show people's faces katola bangani no way live broadcast, that's possible. Neto inza ku recording amuno ogena no editing no ku editinga. Ochitegeera. No mulaga. Joseph Valley Kudeme looks like a Ford. Which Ford though? Alaini kendi mule rocket katambula. Amunjukira guys how I told you over ku Gundi ku Hilux Mitsubishi L200 is the next best choice. Your L200 ilira ko number plate zimunga bazikwese. This car has two number plates. Emu bagikwese kirabika emu ye yomukungu endala yetambula mbya bulijjo. nemwe baganze sali sobodde maje omanyi lwaki nze sali sobodde kutuula ngaawo bwentyo bintu bya woda nga njagala emirembe gyange nze nali agadde bwe nnyingira amaje ntuukire ku ddaala lya Geno neera ne Geno takola byayagala buli kiseera kitegeera sali bisobodde nze. So guys, pass your old model, primo old model, anything that is old model, if you can avoid buying it, leave it. If you can avoid buying it, leave it. To get them VVTI cut, yeah? Because the space your old model is EFI, the primo old model is EFI. Wabawe chibulamu. Wabawe chibulamu. Because ojakwesa olaba nabagamba Alteza enywa amafuta, the Alteza consumes a lot of fuel, but ojja sange yo primo na Alteza zinywa kumpi kyekimu ojja kunga Alteza eriko ekikyamu ate senga oba osobola okufuna emmotoka ya VVTI nga ya manual kuli kuba kweyagala muto wange avuga Corolla yaŋŋamba yeeyagala okufaako obufi bwe emmotoka tenywa esinga ne VTs okunywa obulungi, it's simply because it's manual. But of course now hybrid is the way to go, guys. I'm considering buying a hybrid just for two reasons. One, for me as a person, because when we hybrid here I save if it doesn't die on me. Two, for experiment to see how reliable are the hybrids in Uganda and can one buy them. And three, for the channel. So ngenda gula hybrid here for those three reasons. Techigana muntu gamba atha ku sente zoyina nkongerezaako techigana, because it's also research for us n'abala balabiroko nti oba hybrid eri steady oba teri steady, because amazima gali sente zigula hybrid mbulambalamba sizirina, that's a fact. So bwemba wakufuna hybrid era ngenda jijjayo mu mabanja sijja jigula bulambalamba, but ebanja lya hybrid eyo muliraba, if the hybrid is actually worth it, ebanja lya hybrid liba worth it because eba egenda kwesasula yo nga yo. You have forgotten some people are collectors. Collectors nga era you collect primo old model. Come on David, nedda sebo. But what if you like buying old cars because you like them? Chigoze stand your two say Castor two say Arthur, what's the minimum amount for a VV type engine? 10 million. You could even get at 8 like a Vista Adio or Stegida, but if you can have 10 million, chiba chikolera mpiseo mpiseo ono wachigego bakoze eki wachimanyi nti agenda ku police conductor yakitadde wachigego akoze eki una keberaji bali mukebera kigege oba bazikebera kochi afande una duka ro wataksa duse wataksa ampe mudde Triple M nzama jene police nali agadde nga kale Kano nali agadde ntukire ku Kano kubaka kyawo bamukona emirembe mukko naye man era gwe Triple M muli basajja nnyo nze nkubuulira muli basajja nnyo kyovoola omuntu bozanyira ku mukazi w'omusajja ow'amagye oba osaana kuba ono omwami mulaba kati yakanyimiriza emirundi ng'esatu. Afande morning. This is the third time you're stopping me this week. Yes. Yes. You have forgotten me. Kali. Amina. Yakanye guno gwa kubiri. Si weekend naye yakanyimiriza kati guno gwa kubiri. Era bwanyimiza ngansaba permit mumujjukira. Era nali ku broadcast I think. I thought you were going to climb the pavement. But then just in Salamu went. Vidolio wa taxi gwe bakutte. Indako. Kali katusalemu wano. Antonio taliwo naye nvuze wanuwe mukirabye bwe nvuze wanuwe naye wanuwe tugivuga nga bulijjo. Owa tax akuwe muddembe olinga ki ampe mudde sibiwulidde bulungi bana guys nzo omuntu bwaba nvuma I don't know, I'm developing a mechanism where I shut bana network ekomyo tusibule agadde mbasibule China edakiika zaffe emu n'ekitundu. Linza Racho nimbo linza Jagala kuwa some love. Give me some love. Half bills, many things don't mean nothing for as long as you got mine. Muntu yagenza parking am parking yange. Gamba kuli kuba kuyikiriza kwerere. Kanetetenkanye. Nifuteke wali. Guys, mulowooza si kaseera ako kubasiibula no. Omusajja yambuuza naye emmotoka ogipakinga otyoli waliwo omwala omupiira ne guba nga guyitira ddala kuli ku mwala kabebenu nampa yiye nanga nange mpakingiraamu ne mu parking. Then I remember there is a time I was selling nali ntunda Ipsam eri Ipsam gye nagula ey'omu bbaafu gayi najja ne bakebera emmotoka ne bavugamu awo ne bagisuula n'emmwala tokeera ne batagigula. Ebyo byanzija mu kusuubula emmotoka nze according to price increases in UG at the estimate price of which million nga 24. Good morning, Kampurda David. You own the parking slot or it was assigned to you? I own it by, you know, you park in a place, David Jack, a long time, and literally everyone knows it's your parking apart from the new people, and the old people don't park there. They know. I parked there since the times of Namukade. Actually, not just the times of Namukade, the times of the primo old model. By the way, many people in Kampala don't know how to park properly. I'm still here with my primo old model, but also planning to advance to VVTI. But the command these days in Bitegera, Caribos, let me now look for our practice buyer and is after jam never broke a Mario get them way some way. But broke a mongere way some way. But broke and Chimanji Badia. It answers if said but what to get to call and broke a mubuza go genda Kuriameka. Totuongera Munyeji. Arthur, thank you for sharing this story. Njizemu extra careful in life. Uncle Antonio Arieno kamukubire nako nga nvudde wano. Luyirika Isaac obuze nnyo muzayi. Obuze nnyo. Kale guys kamba sibule Benedicto Lukwago, Patrick Yopotre Pade Muyombia Mark Jones Info, Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm Bridget Kakai, Nsega Elijah Travel Live Vlog, Shagaf Salmin, Ronald Muchwa, Paul Sema VIP, and also VIP message of the day, Ronald Muchwa, Joseph Bari Kudembe, Jerishia Motesi Morin, Wabuyine, SPK Driving School, Katum Hamidu, Derek Lule, Musema Saddam, Heath Moses, Network Devin Kola, Galasi Joshua Mix Farm, Paul Sema VIP, Joseph Bali Kudembe, Kanso Patrick Asiku, Sebugwao Medi Raiwa, Andama Desmond, Michael Yuji Asire Ntongo Helen, Todi Ronald, Heath Moses, Andrew Nsubuga, Nsime Mukama Aaron, Katwina M. Benjamin, Omeja Moses, JK of course, Edrin Mugerwa, Igumba Jonathan, Ntongo Helen Joseph bali ku bane siba maze muloza MA Karim, that's Karim, must be Karim. Chisambwe Alex, Chigozi Stanley, David Jack Tumusime, nabali mukamoli guys, I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. Monete mja pre-purchase inspection, tracker weziri, alarm weziri, Central Forex Command, akampurira Emi, ndoza amamazeyo bantu bange. Abali mukamoli mwebale nyo, Luirika Isaac, Ronald Muchwa Isaac 20k. Topia Meka. Oh, Topia mitwale ebiri joka Isaac. Guys, kamba guys olunaku olulungi. I'll see you tomorrow morning in random cut. May the good Lord bless you. Tuone Pads Limited. Amina nabali mukamute mweda bida inspection tishabira yo kusande because of those other problems there. Mukama bawo mukisa. Ciao.